guys, back for another review of You, Season 1, Episode 3. I gotta keep reviewing this. It's freaking fascinating. Okay, we open with, what's his name? Joe and Beck sauntering down the street. And Beck asked Joe about Candace. Surprise, surprise. And I thought it would make him upset and angry, but he brushed it off really calm and easy, which is a surprise. He's a really controlled monster there. Anyway, and next thing we find out is that what's his name? Benji is still in the basement of the bookstore, dead as a doornail. We come to Joe trying to decide what to do with Benji's dead body, and it actually repulsed by hammering his body. He throws up. Joe continues to follow Beck, and on this particular night, she is with her friends, and he overhears a conversation, Beck saying that Joe is a maybe. Later that night, Joe watches while Beck has sex with another man. Instead of getting angry, he decides to step up his game and prove himself to her as the one. The electricity goes out at the bookstore, and Benji's dead body is still in the basement. With the threat of exposure, Joe has to get to the bookstore right away. Joe has to get rid of Benji in order to save the rare bookstore down there. He clumsily removes the body. With Benji in the trunk of his car, Joe takes the time to help Beck assemble a bed, playing that good guy again. Beck shares her emotional traumas with Joe. Through this, Joe learns what he thinks she needs. Peach shows up to Beck's apartment with a medical emergency. She needs emergency care. So now Beck, Peach, and Joe are in the car with Benji in the trunk, and they're driving to the ER. Joe asks Paco to pick up some murdery supplies. Paco's stepdad intercepts the list and calls the police. Joe tells the police he will show them why he needs the items. Joe tells the police he will show them why the items are needed. They walk to a garden, and Joe has a believable answer for each item listed. After driving around for most of the day with Benji's body in his trunk, Joe finally gets to a wooden area to put Benji to rest. So now Benji's body's on fire, and Beck calls. During the conversation with Beck, a couple is walking in the woods and come across Joe and his big old fire. Joe tells Beck that she is sending missed messages. Once again, Joe is in a tough spot, but he handles it and navigates through it with, calm and peace and confidence. So by now, the couple starts talking to Joe. They ask, what the heck are you doing? And, he's like, come and join me. And they're like, well, it's getting dark, so we're going to go home. So because Beck and Joe's conversation over the bonfire, Benji, kind of went sour because, he's telling Beck, you're sending me missed messages, and, I don't think things are going so well. And so then he really believes that it's over for a while. And just as he resigns in his mind that, Beck's let go, Beck shows up at his bookstore and asks Joe a bunch of questions and clearly shows that she is not as clueless as she acts. Basically, she wants to know who Joe is. So, all the questions that she asks, like, I haven't seen your plays, who are your friends? And here's what he does. He goes, well, you want to know who I am? I'll show you who I am. So he takes her down to the basement and show her the rare books, aka the killing room. He explains how important the rare books are to him, and how he takes care of them and how he protects the books. And his little sensitive routine works because Beck is, all enthralled, and she takes his hand, and it's so sweet. So now that Beck is impressed, she pretty much, chooses Joe, I guess. She deletes her Tinder account. Then she asks Joe to come over. So Joe shows up, knocks on the door, and Beck comes to the door wearing nothing but a red bra and jeans. Woo-hoo. This obviously takes Joe by surprise. They head to the bedroom. They get all amorous, and they're doing it. And Joe comes within seconds. Yep, you got it. Premature ejaculation. Anyway, that's this episode. It was terrific. I hope you watched it. If you did, let me know what you thought about it. Thanks. Bye.